Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I have done a half drugstore, half high-end makeup tutorial for you. So if you would like to see which side of my face is which products worked, which products were dupes, stay tuned. Okay, so as per the usual, I'm going to start off with brows and the Loreal Brow Artist Expert on my drugstore side. This is in the shade Cool Brunette. I always like to do my brows first because then if you kind of make a hash of them, when you sort of prime your eyes and do your foundation, you can cover the edges and make them a bit nice and sharp. This goes on so well. Don't be fooled if you swatch this in the store. Don't be put off because it does swatch terrible, but it goes on really nicely. Set that with my Maybelline Brow Drama, which is just this clear brow gel. And now for the high-end side, I'm going to use my Benefit A Goof Proof. And as I said, this is way too dark for me. I'm very afraid, especially in comparison to the L'Oreal, this is going to be really dark. And then I'm going to set this side with my Ready Set Brow, also from Benefit. So I'm just going to prime my eyelids with the concealers that I'm using. So on the drugstore side, it's going to be the Maybelline Eraser Eye, and I have the shade Light. I'm going to set that down with the Matte Maker by Maybelline. On the high-end side, I'm going to be using the Naked Skin Concealer by Decay in the shade Medium Light Neutral. And this has way better coverage, sadly, than the Maybelline. You know, you win some, you lose some. And I'm going to set this down with my MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in the shade Light. Eyeshadow I'm going to be using on my drugstore side, the Nudes by Maybelline. I'm going to start off with this one just here. As far as quality of shadows and everything, this is really good. They're really pigmented, they're nice to blend. No issues as far as them actually performing. I've really been impressed. So next I'm going to go and mix these two shadows together in the hope that this will give me something similar to my high-end palette, but we'll have to see. It'll take some work. And then I'm going to take this gold shimmer shade for my lid. It's just not showing up as shimmery on the lid as when I swatched it, which is a shame. I'm going to use this creamy shade up here to sort of highlight my brow bone. Nice. Okay, so on the high-end side, we're going in, of course, with the Modern Renaissance palette by Anastasia Beverly Hills. And I guess I'm going to start off with a bit of warm taupe. And I'm going to have to go really light-handed because these are way more pigmented and richer than the Maybelline's palette. Maybelline. And then I'm going to dip into the Antique Bronze shade, which is one of my faves in the palette. I'm going to deepen that up with a tiny bit of the Cypress Amber. So hard to not go too heavy with this palette because it's so pigmented. You have to really just touch your brush in and then tap the excess off. And then I'm going to go in with the Primavera shade on the lid. This is where you see the difference. I don't know how much you can see on camera, but I've used the tiniest bit of Primavera and the whole lid is just glowing. So now to just highlight my brow bone, I'm going to use Tempera. And again, that is now like beaming brow bone in comparison to this one, which is looking a little flat. So now for lashes, I'm going to go in with my Lash Sensational on the drugstore side. And This is my favourite mascara of all time, regardless of price. I think it's amazing. Inside Benefit's Roller Lash. So it's actually taken a lot more effort to get these lashes to compete with these lashes. This one can't be it, can't be it. To prime on this side of the face, I'm going to be using my L'Oreal Lumi Magique primer. Just this clear, glowy, I say clear while showing you a white liquid, but it goes on kind of clear. That makes sense. It has a bit of a weird smell, this one, and it feels like, I don't want to say glue, but kind of like glue that you would use in school, you know? But look at that glow. Glowy. Goes down to that like tack that you want to feel like it's gonna grab your foundation. Grab. On the other side, this is the MAC Prep and Prime Skin Base Visage Primer, which has a very similar kind of effect. Doesn't feel as sort of sticky when it first goes on as the L'Oreal. Feels much more thinner, but as you sort of work it in, it does start to feel a bit that similar sort of sticky texture. For foundation on this side today, I'm going to be using the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless in the shade Natural Beige. I feel like this foundation takes such little product to give you a really nice coverage, but it still looks really natural. However, it does not perform well in my nose area. Just a heads up. On this side, we're going to be using the Urban Decay All Nighter in the shade 4.0. I don't have the bottle to show you because I'm using a sample. Because the shade I have in the full size is not my current shade. What are you gonna do? Now, I bet you're thinking, oh my god, what is she doing? That is not going to be the same colour as the other half of her face. But anyone who knows this foundation will know what happens over time to this foundation once it's gone on your face. So right now, one half of my face is looking very, very light compared to the other side. But in a few minutes time, it'll probably be darker because this foundation dries down a lot darker than it goes on. Drying it down, I'm going to go in with a little bit more of the Maybelline because the coverage of the All Nighter is so much heavier. I'm just going to try and build it so it can match. Builds nicely actually, no issues. Okay, so back to concealer, same concealers as before, Maybelline on this side. I did notice as I was in my boots the other day, I don't know how this is gonna work. I did notice that they have brought out a new shade in the Maybelline concealer, which is for damn sure about time because they only had two, which was I think nude and light, and now they have like I think it was called honey. So that's good. It's a start, you know. These are my two favourite concealers at the moment. High and drugstore end. I do find the Urban Decay is nicer to work with and just does give you that bit more coverage, but there is nothing wrong with the Maybelline. It is very good, such a good price point. So we're going to be setting that with the same powders we used earlier, the Maybelline Matte Maker, just dabbing my sponge lightly in there, and the MAC Light Mineralized Skin Finish, which I don't actually really like for the under eye. I've seen lots of people using it there, but they must be people who are like 20 and don't have any lines because it likes my lines. Take a brief vacation back to eyes, and I'm just going to go in with this shade here, just lightly under the lower lash line. Smoke that out. Use the brush which comes with it and go into this top shimmery shade. Ooh, hello. Put that up there as well. Wow. Alright, Maybelline. Then I'm going to use Warm Taupe from the Modern Renaissance. The Vermeer shade, in the corner. Which, to be fair, it still is winning, but it's close. So I have now gone back in with another coat of mascara, and I'm not being funny, the Lash Sensational is just destroying the roller lash. I'm having to like put a lot more of the roller lash on to get it to compete, to be honest. Maybelline Lash Sensational or the beige. So here is where it gets interesting. So bronzer, I'm going to be using the Max Factor Creme Bronzer in the shade Bronze. And I'm really interested to see how this competes, because I really struggled to find a bronzer when I was shopping for this video to use, because I like a sort of glowing bronzer and I'm quite tanned at the moment, and the drugstore just does not seem to have bronzers for deeper skin tones. So I was so happy when I saw this one because it actually was going to bronze me, and it's so nice and glowy. It's a really good bronzer. I can see me reaching for this a lot, and I have a real nice collection of like high-end bronzers, so I did not see this coming, but this is going to get used a lot. On the high-end side, I'm going to be using my Charlotte Tilbury Filmstar Bronze and Glow Kit, and this is in the lighter shade. Now this is a little light for me, but it was the sort of, right now that is, it was the closest bronzer I had as far as sort of finish and tone as the Max Factor, so that I didn't, I mean, I have to leave the house after this, and I don't want to look completely mental like I'm two different people with a line drawn down the middle. But that Max Factor bronze has a really unique undertone to it, because it is just really, bronze is the right name for it, it is really bronzy, whereas obviously a lot of bronzers can be sort of orangey, or yellow toned, or red if you go look at the deeper ones, especially the drugstore ones. That has a really unique, almost like golden olivey undertone to it. So I feel like the Charlotte Tilbury one maybe like a bit more pigmented, even though I'm having to build up because I am tanned at the moment. But as far as finish, there's not much to sort of, you know, tell apart really, considering the price difference between these two. And obviously this is a kit, it does have the highlighter as well, but price wise and like actually colour payoff and finish and everything, you would do very well with this. And it has like a good few number of shades, so hopefully there is a shade to match most people. Let me know if you've tried it. I'm really impressed, I love this one. So now for contour, and I'm going to be contouring with the, obviously the contour shade out of this Rimmel London Kate Moss set. And this compact is in the shade Golden Bronze. I think they've got like 2 or 3 different shades of this one. This is the Golden Bronze shade, and it has a highlight, contour and a blush. So I'm going to be using this for the rest of my face products. It's look really dark, and look how much, can you see how much that's picked up on there? I don't know. Just take my word for it, it's picked up a lot of products, so I'm gonna tap that off because I'm scared. I've never contoured with this before. Wow. Okay. Well, that is there. That is there. I mean, I kind of just dabbed my brush in, tapped it off a lot because I could see a lot of product on there. And it hasn't really got dusty in the pan either, which is kind of what you would, or what I would expect from like a drugstore product, for it to really get sort of a bit, you know, have a lot of kickback, which isn't a massive issue, it's just something to know. That is really nice. Well done, Rimmel. Well done. blending nicely with that bronzer as well. And I haven't set my foundations because both of these are sort of matte foundations. I didn't really feel the need to set either of them. Nothing is moving, nothing is happening that shouldn't be happening. I like it. And on the drugstore side, I'm going to be using my Anastasia Beverly Hills contour single in the shade Java. This is slightly lighter, probably a bit cooler. Well, this whole video has been an education for me, let's just put it that way. Because I really did not think that you could get products at the drugstore that could really compete with these high-end products. So just to show, don't be a snob like me, because you could have saved yourself millions of pounds. I legitimately thought that I would do this video and then never look at any of these drugstore products, bar the concealer and the mascara ever again. I'm so impressed, guys. I'm so happy I'm gonna save a fortune. Calm down everyone. Then I'm gonna take the blush out of the same Kate Combi Packed, which is this really nice, again, I mean, the amount of, do you see how much that has picked up? And again, really no kickback. I'm scared. Okay, well that's pretty. I mean, it's so pigmented. Just this really pretty coral. It's actually really glowy. Is the camera picking that up? And on the high-end side, we're going to use a MAC's Just a Pinch Extra Dimension blush, which is one of my all-time faves. There it is. So pretty, so pretty. And I do feel like this blush is perhaps got like a more natural glow to it. So for a lot of people, I guess this blush might be a bit too glowy for blush to have all over the whole cheek, whereas this one has a glow, but it's maybe a bit more of a natural-ish glow. Highlight. Let's see what goes down. What? What the heck? What is happening? I've literally hardly dipped my brush in there. Are you seeing that? What is happening? I'm feeling like I'm literally wanting to, I mean, what on earth? Hello, Rimmel. And then for the high-end side, I'm going in with the other side of my Charlotte Tilbury Constant Glow. And to be fair to Charlotte, this is supposed to be, you know, a natural glow. Like, I tend to use this for like every day because it is a bit more subtle. It can certainly be blended out to be more subtle. But if you were in the market for a beamer, there's really no contest, I guess. So now for lips, I'm going to line my drugstore side with the NYX pencil in Brooklyn Thorn, which is like everything. This is like the first time I've used a NYX lip liner, and I'm so impressed. It's so creamy. It went on like no trouble at all, and I love the shade of this. It's just like a gorgeous sort of cool toned mauvey colour. On the high end side, I'm going in with a MAC's Stone. To be honest, the MAC one is a bit more pigmented. It is a bit creamier and just smoother. But is there anything at all wrong with the NYX one? No. Last but not least, for lips, I'm going to go in with the NYX Lingerie in shade Embellishment. And on the high-end side, we're going in with Jeffree Star's Scorpio. Now, I wouldn't say these are a dupe because obviously you can see Scorpio is a little darker, a little richer. So if you are looking for a similar, way cheaper colour to Scorpio, you can't get hold of it or whatever, then Embellishment, you could go a lot worse. You could do a lot worse. So that is the end of my drugstore versus high-end makeup tutorial. I hope you guys learned something. I know for damn sure that I did. I am like in shock because if you've watched my videos before, you will know that I am a real high-end snob when it comes to makeup. I really have my staples from the drugstore, but I don't generally go in and do hauls in there and pick up stuff because I'm just more nervous of it, more wary of it. And generally I pick up stuff that I've seen really raved about on YouTube, and that just in general is the higher end stuff. Rimmel set, phenomenal. I mean, I can't get over that. Can't get over it. The eyebrow pencil I really love. The bronzer I really love. The mascara is my favourite of all time, we already know that. I'm not a huge fan of the primer, but that's probably a lot about my personal preference for primers. I mean, a lot of success. See you in a future video. Don't forget to like and subscribe before you go. I'd love to see you again. Take care for now. Bye.